I don't believe there's any introduction necessary. He said enough. I've been a lifelong member of the community, involved tremendously here with the school and sports programs and music. Kids are active. Very pleased with what our school has done. First of all, I was asked to be on this alumni board, and our mission statement is the foundation is to encourage and enhance education in Riceville. In this period of declining enrollment and reduced state funding, we will strive to protect and enhance the excellent education provided by the Riceville Community School. We hope to harness the pride of all Riceville alumni and friends to help be successful. This foundation was established in 2004. I became a member, I believe, 2 years ago when a member was voted on to the school board, so kind of a conflict of interest. He was asked, I was asked to take his place. Had no idea we would be facing a project like this, but I'm ready for it. And my motto is, there's no option closing this school. It's not an option. Everybody out there, we will do this. We've done it at the fire department. We raised money for the community center. I was on the city council at that time. Took a lot of abuse. There. And I'll tell you, that's a wonderful facility to have in the middle of town. So, I want to thank all you guys for coming. It's a wonderful crowd. Now that I've mentioned the foundation and its purpose, I would like to mention who is on it. Dave Becker is our acting president. And we have Bob Foss, Carrie Swanka, Michelle Ring, and Cassandra Lett. And we have a couple that sit in on a lot of meetings just because we like to have people there to answer. And they are Chris Smith and Greg Adams. Obviously, there's many questions in those meetings that they help us out with. So from there, I want to explain the funds that we want to raise will be coming in through our organization under a 501c designation. Riceville's had that in place for years. There's several community, rest home, a lot of foundations. Bless his soul, Jim Cody used to handle all the bookwork. We have a volunteer and a helper of a volunteer, Janet Dalton. I'll tell you what, you're a saint. And she's taken over Jim Cody's spot. We appreciate your time and efforts there. Jane Mosier's helping Janet through this because I think it could get overwhelming. So those two are going to kind of be handling and tracking the funds that are coming in. To bring the funds in, we are planning several different fundraisers. The first one is already in process. The PTO club stepped up. Our local businessmen, they were going to buy an ATV from him. He said, I'm donating it. So that was an easy deal there. And they've already accumulated over $5,000 in 5 days. And they are quite adamant. They're really shooting for $40,000 on one ATV. There will also be a second raffle item there, and I think it's some type of iPad or some type of item. Okay, now that will come to an end at Ag Days. They will draw for the winner there. This will be our first project. We hope, that this goes as good as it is, and so far it's very positive. The next plan is local business in town has given up their Friday night activity before Wapsie Days. We're going to have a dinner and a fundraising auction. The auction will be run by a couple of local auctioneers. I think one of them is standing up here earlier. And they will cry and cry. We're gonna get a lot of funds generated at that. At the same time, last night we were approached by another local couple, and they are donating 1,500 shirts to a cause. We're going to charge $15 per shirt. Excuse me, I'm going to dig this up. This will be the shirt and we want everyone on August 3rd to be wearing this. We want to make a statement to the community, and this is the logo. These will be on sale. These just got printed today. Like I said, last night was the first I found out about it. Probably give us a day or so to get some of these in production. So, but we'll be requesting $15 donation to get the shirt. So, okay, that night at the local elevator up here, there will be the auction. We are taking any items that people want to donate. It would be interesting to get some memorabilia type items from past school. Someone mentioned, somebody thinks they know where Mr. Moore's paddle is. And items like that could get real interesting at auction.
I talked to Norma Moore one day, and I asked her if she had that around, and she said yes. And I said, would you consider donating that? And she said she would.
That was Mary Easton said that Norma Moore would be interested in donating that. So that would be. And we're going to take those items. Dean's kind of got a little time frame that night, and Dean Eastman, and he requested, get over 60 items. But I told Dean, we're taking everything we can get. If we have to have tables for silent auction for some of the smaller items to keep a time restraint, that's what we'll do. So that's the first. Did I miss anything? Mary, Keith, I think that covers that first event.
Yeah, Frank Fox is going to be auctioneering, and so is Terry McGovern.
Right. Terry McGovern up in the crowd, and Frank Fox are both alumni. We appreciate that. So be a good group there, and that will be a night of fundraising. Okay, our next project, and the Rummies gave me this idea. Leroy does it. And this is going to be a bit of a job, but we're going to go on an ag fundraiser. This is an agricultural area, and agriculture has been pretty darn good here the last few years. We're going to go after any kind of produce that anybody wants to donate this fall or this summer. You can, if you wish to market yourself and donate the cash, that's great also. But we're going to go after grain, hogs, cattle, sheep, goats. The wind is harvested here in this area. And the wind farms, they do very well in this community. They employ a lot of people. We have a good representation here with the windmills. So that is still in process. We'll be getting on it. I've got a lot of good volunteers there. Steve Christensen, Dave Bectamai, Mike Marr, the Rummies, FFA, Al's an FFA, Jim Green, Nate Hale, Dan Christensen, everybody. First thing, we're going to canvass everybody, and the details will come later. So that's kind of one of our other projects here. Okay. We're going to talk also about the third project, which is tentatively planned for November 24th. And that is to be an adult Harvest Moon formal dance. And it will most likely, I believe they've kind of pinned it down to be at the community center. Refreshments, there's details coming on that. Just kind of keep that in the back of your head. That's quite a ways out there, but it's Thanksgiving weekend, and that is still in the infant stages of planning. Now I have one other thing that I'm throwing around. I'm just going to mention it. We have a Riceville alumni that has offered to have a fundraiser, and it's not in Riceville. We'd like to keep things in town, but how many out there, how many people would you think in our database, and Carrie Swan, God bless her heart, she does all this work, have Rochester, Minnesota addresses? 20, 30, there's 80. There's 80 Riceville alumni that have Rochester addresses. The alumni owns, it was just Restaurant of the Year in Rochester. This is not counting Stewartville, all the, Dover, Manorville, Castle. I can name the Riceville people all around there. So that's still in the infant stages, but Mr. Henderson he said it sounds like it'd be a blast. Well, we have friends that work for catering companies up there, and I just know, I think we're going to run with it. It'll probably be a Friday night sometime this summer, but we will announce the date of that. Okay, that kind of takes care of the fundraisers for right now. The PTO raffle is ongoing. There's talk about maybe having a raffle going all summer. We don't know how that's going to work. It depends if people want to donate an item and we can sell more tickets. Sounds good to me. All right, those are the main items. Now I'd like to introduce, well, not introduce, but I want to tell you we got several committees. The PTO committee, and they stepped up, came to the meeting. Tammy Byrnes is kind of in charge of that. She's doing the ATVs, and there's many other girls, Heather and Sherry, Amy, and those girls. So that's one of our committees on our foundation. Fundraising, Bob Foss has a group. They're drawing up a plan to canvas. And I'm telling you guys out there, we're going to hit everybody. And I know everybody can't, give everything they got, but we're going to contact everybody and we're going to keep after it. It's going to take an effort from everybody. Okay, so that's his doings. Media marketing is another committee. Lynn Howe and Cassandra Left. What two better people to have in charge of that? They're doing a wonderful job. This Q&A sheet, haven't mentioned that yet, but I'll guarantee I presented that to a lot of naysayers, and they're just dumbfounded. Just about every question that they have for me is answered on it. So, and the big question there we got to look at is numbers. People want to know numbers. Well, I'll tell you what, we're averaging 22 now, and the numbers are still there or higher. We're not going down anytime soon. So, failure is not an option here. That's what I'm telling you. And we're going to raise the money we need. There's another committee, Riceville First. Marcia Grimm is in charge of that. She's doing a wonderful job there. What better people to have in charge than people that really got a true interest in their school and their job. All right, I mentioned the t-shirts. That's on the agenda here. That's done. I think I'm running out of time anyway. But I do want to also mention the alumni. If there's any alumni in here, we have a database, but it changes. And we would like an alumni from each class to step up and maybe take charge, send an email or Facebook to everybody in your class and you can think of about our purpose here. It would save us a lot of effort. We try to do it every year by sending out this newsletter, and it's been working well. We probably get, 50 to 60 back because of change of address. But we would love to have anybody that would like to furnish. Some of the class presidents have a CD already with all the stuff on it. There's an alumni table out there. Speak to the people at that table afterwards. We'd really appreciate that. We will try to have a little competition among classes, how much money they can raise, and we're going to try to track it. So that's an incentive. There's a lot of successful people. You and I know it. Several of them have been up here tonight, but we got doctors and lawyers in Rochester. We got lawyers in Des Moines. There's such a base of people out here that have been so successful. I mean, it's just unreal. So I joke about my brother's class. I think he makes me sick. I think there's several multimillionaires in his class who's 10 years younger than I am. So anyway, done very well. Well, in closing, I think I'm running out of time here. No easy task if this is attainable. Doing nothing is not an option for you guys. We can do it. I can't make any guarantees if we raise $500,000, how many years we'll be here. But I'll tell you what, I can be a politician, and I'm going to tell you that we're going to be here at least 5 if we raise $500,000. If we raise $1 million, we got 10 plus. So, young folks in the community, like I said, we're going to hit people hard for money. We're going to hit the agriculture sector. The young folks, I understand, the age group, you guys are paying house, paying cars, got kids in school, everything. But you know what? You guys just keep your positive attitude out there. Tell your kids the school's going to be open. And your contribution doesn't necessarily have to be money. Your contribution can be you're sending your kid here to school. You're not naysaying going to send the neighboring district because the wrestling program or the golf program. When you send your kid, you're donating $6,000 right there. That's all there is to it. If you don't donate another dime, that's great. But we need the kids to stay here in this system, and we need them bad. So keep your children interested and active in our school, and you know, just let us do our job here, and we're going to run with this thing. And we've got excellent people we're working with outside this community. The opportunities are going to be here. Some of them may even come back if they propose or not. Depends what we can do here in this next few months. The cutoff date tentatively for this fundraiser is January 1st. That's not saying we're not going to have an ongoing benefit or a adult prom or a Pheasants Forever type banquet every year. Some schools do it around here. And if something happens, you want to donate money after January 1st, we're not going to turn it down, let me tell you that. So, that's about all I have. So, I guess I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Dan Christensen. I believe he's going to wrap it up. So.